Amazing woman, come on, y'all get excited. Because if you haven't seen anything that has impressed you yet, you will right now. And if you don't see it after this, then something wrong with it. It's straight up, something wrong. But I have the distinct pleasure to introduce you to this amazing national sales director. The guests. Oh, we didn't do the guests. Oh, Lord, we didn't do the guests. Oh, before we do this, gosh, we got to meet the guests. Guests, could you hop to your feet? All the beautiful that you are wild women. Yeah. Make sure you don't have it. Okay, wild women. You are truly women of your word. And we so love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. You said you would be here. You said you were going to come, and you did just that. So we so love and appreciate you, and I hope that you have gotten excited from what you've seen thus far. But I know you're going to really be excited in a few minutes. So, again, we welcome you. Thank you so much for being here, and we love you. Give them another big round of applause. Okay, now it's time for us to meet this super bad national sales director, Mia Mason Porter. Mia Mason Porter began her Mary Kay journey as an accounting student at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Upon graduating, she decided to pursue her Mary Kay business full-time and not go to the corporate route that many of her college friends chose. Mia made a great decision. A year after graduating, Mia got the keys to her first free car. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. And she never, ever looked back. After earning the car, 4 months later, she became a sales director. And then 6 months after that, she earned her first fluffy pink Cadillac. Mind you, at the age of 23 years old, get excited. Since becoming a director, Mia has earned the use of 12 free cars and has won 6 pink Cadillacs. Get excited. And now she is currently driving that fluffy 2016 pink Escalade. Mia has led herself to 5 diamond rings by representing in Mary Kay's Queen Court of Sales 6 times. She's also earned 4 diamond bumblebees by representing in Mary Kay's Queen Court of Sharing 4 times. Give that a round of applause. Mia has also led her unit, Mia Mo Money Makers, to the $300,000 unit Circle of Achievement 3 times. Yes, give it a hand. $350,000 unit Circle once, and $400,000 unit Circle twice. Get excited. Mia has also led her unit, Mia Mo Money Makers. She's also earned 3.5 carat white gold diamond rings by representing her unit in the prestigious $500,000 Circle of Achievement once, and then her unit completed the $650,000 unit Circle of Excellence twice. Get excited. Earning 2 white gold, 3.5 carat diamond rings, and top trips to the Four Seasons Resort in Maui, Hawaii, and Monaco. Get excited. Mia made history in 2012 when she debuted as the 27th African American National Sales Director in Mary Kay, making her and her mother, National Sales Director Sonia Hunter Mason, the first Black mother-daughter in the team. commissions check has been over $27,000 in 1 month. Y'all know that. That's 1 month. That's 4 weeks. 672 hours. Can you get excited? All right. And she is a Mary Kay millionaire. She's earned over $1 million in commissions since she's been in Mary Kay. Get excited. Mia is the proud mommy of 2 amazing, talented, and cute kids. They are cute too. Son, Stanley Deuce Taylor, he's 13, and daughter, Kira Taylor, who is 9. And she is also married to the love of her life, Michael Porter, tall, dark, and handsome. I added that, y'all. I did add that, tall, dark, and handsome. Mia has 20/20 vision. Her goal is to add 20 new soul area directors and to develop 20 new first-line soul sister directors by June 2020. Get excited. I need you to stand to your feet right now. And please help me welcome my friend, my sister, leader of the soul area and soul sister number 1, national sales director, Lisa Porter. Come on, give it up, give it up.
Phenomenal. I'm telling you, when I saw all the red jackets come down, I got full. I got full because it's us. nothing wrong with black power. And this is black power. And I want you to feel a responsibility.
Yes.
To the culture.
Yes.
For showing what can be done outside of the plantation. Okay? The job is just what it is. That's just what it is. And listen, I make no apologies for being pro-black. It does not mean I'm anti anybody else. It just means that if the Latinas can be proud of their culture,
that's
so
right.
can we. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't make me a rebel. It doesn't make me anything but a black woman. Proud of being that.
That's right.
And the pride comes from accomplishment also, because I'm able to be an example for others to follow.
Yes.
And that's a part of our director pledge, being an example for others to follow.
Yes.
Y'all, this is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
It's so big.
Yes.
Listen, Mary Kay is the banquet of life. It is, I'm telling you, it is the best opportunity in the land of opportunity. Do not get that twisted. I mean, the income is incredible, but it's the support, the camaraderie, and the Mary Kay culture that really keeps us here. And it's the fun that we have. We have so many things to look forward to. These ladies work together so beautifully. This is a good look. This is a good look. And Mary Kay herself would be so proud. Years ago, see, I am the product of course, black parents, you know, but in my lineage, in my Mary Kay lineage, my mother's my senior national, but my senior national was the first black to join Mary Kay east of the Mississippi. Okay? Her name is and was Rosa Jackson, may she rest in peace. Rosa Jackson recruited the first black Mary Kay national who was from Atlanta, which is my home. And so we go back. And ever since I've joined, I've felt a responsibility to be an example and to be an advocate and to want to see us see a different level of success for ourselves. Success is not always the income. It's peace of mind.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes.
I mean, there are some wealthy people who are in turmoil.
Yes.
You know, our president.
Yes.
But you cannot have peace of mind and have all the money in the world. But when it's Saturday and then tomorrow's Sunday, and when you don't get that pit in the bottom of your stomach because you got to go to work Monday, that's peace of mind. Okay? And that's what these women are enjoying. They're enjoying the peace of mind of when a kid has to come home from school in the middle of the day, they don't have to ask if they can leave. They just get up from their desk or their bed or from the pool or wherever they are, you know, and they go and handle that. And that's what I experienced when I was growing up. My mom, as you heard Audrey say, is a retired Mary Kay National Sales Director. But when I was growing up, I never saw my mom work for anyone. She worked for a company that was called Southern Bell, then it was Bell South, and now it's AT&T. And that was years ago, it was before I was born, and she trained someone who they promoted over her. And that was a wrap. She quit. She went to real estate school. She and my father became brokers in real estate. My father's a Morehouse man. My mom went to Clark. She dropped out of Clark to let my father finish school so she could start working and make some money. And she has been doing that ever since. Okay? So, when I was born into real estate, and I was hearing words like listings and closings and FMLS, I think, some words like that as we were around her real estate office. And then one day she came home and she said, things are going to change around here. Mommy's going to start bringing a little more glamour, and I'm going to start selling Mary Kay. And everybody was like, okay, Mom, you know, when you're younger, about this baby's age, you don't think about what your mom is doing. You just want what your mama can do for you. That's all you're worried about right now. What can Mom do for me? That's the only question. And so that was all I was really concerned about, you know. And then I saw her move very quickly in the company, and Then she went to Dallas for director training and everything. But it was when I was in college, my mother had actually gone back to real estate. And the market got back good for her in the late 80s. She went back into real estate. That beckoned her back. So she went back to selling houses. And but when it was time for me to go to college, and I chose Howard University, she decided that the real income was in Mary Kay. And so she became a sales director again.
Yes.
And she was going to new director education again in Dallas when she dropped me off on Howard's campus at the freshman dorm, the Tubman Quadrangle. And she said, I'm going to win my pink Cadillac before you graduate. And she did it. She did that. And so those lessons, seeing a mom who never had a boss, who never had to answer to anybody, who always worked for herself, all of that, she didn't tell me, now baby, I never want you to get a job. I never want you to work for anybody else. It was just translated. I caught it. She didn't teach it, but I caught it. So when I had my internship during the summertime of 1990, I guess it was 91 when I joined Mary Kay. I'm 47, give that a hand. So anyway, back then, in the olden days, for a lot of you, when I started, I had an internship, and that's just a good name for a summer job. That's all it was. And it was just a small marketing firm owned by a guy who was dating his aunt. I opened a small marketing firm in Silver Springs, Maryland, right? And okay, this is my first entry into a real job. I worked at retail stores, Express in Georgetown, and a couple of clothing stores, but this was like a real job. And I was like, yeah, I got me a real job, a real job. Let me tell you what it was like. I call it the waiting game. So you wake up in the morning, you get dressed, and you wait through traffic to get to work. When you get to work, we all sat there, about 5 women working in the office. We're waiting for the lady to get, the boss to get into work to see what her mood was like, because that was going to determine our mood. However she was is how we were for the day, right? So then you're waiting for lunch.
Yes.
And then you're waiting and trying not to go to sleep after lunch. And then you're just waiting for 5 o'clock. And then you're waiting through traffic again. And when you get home, you have a little dinner. And back then we recorded the soap operas on videotape, so I'd watch my little soaps. And then you're waiting to get sleepy enough to go to bed to just do it all over again. But if that weren't bad enough, the office chatter really got on my nerves. They were either talking about bad relationships or bad food. One or the other. That's what they were talking about. So this was just a one experience that I had. It was the only experience I needed to know that this was not going to be my life. So I called, after 1 month there, I called my mom. I was 19, and when I turned 18, that's when you can start Mary Kay. She tried to get me into Mary Kay, but I was so very negative about Mary Kay. It was her thing. I wanted no parts of it. Like you heard about the bumblebees. Well, I had a charm bracelet once, and I put a bumblebee on it. And it wasn't about Mary Kay. When I came home, she saw it. Oh, you got a bumblebee, baby. That means something. And I was like, Mom, it don't mean nothing. It's just a bee. You know, I was just very negative, and I realized I was actually a negative person. And her happiness and her positivity got on my nerves. It did. That's what I know as I look back on this. It got on my nerves. It bugged me. But I wanted to start Mary Kay because at Howard during the 90s, well, 88 to 92 was when I was there. Well, I was at Howard with Puffy. I think y'all call him Diddy now. When he was Puff, he was Puff then, and all of his bad boy group that he had in his inner circle. We were all at Howard together. And then there was another guy named Kenya, and Kenya created these t-shirts called Tribe Vibe. And one of his t-shirts was even featured on The Cosby Show. So I was there with entrepreneurs. And before Puffy went up and started getting into music videos and started Bad Boy, he was a party promoter at school. So he would have the flyers all around. He promoted parties, and we always were getting into his parties and stuff. So everybody had their side gig, and I wanted my side thing. And so really I started because I wanted my side thing. Now I'm not talented in a lot of places. I can't do well with my hair. I've been working with my hair since I've been here. It's getting there. I left my flat iron in the car. I said, forget it. So I'm not talented in that area. My mom actually did nails once, and she even cleaned houses. So she taught me how to do nails. And I wasn't as meticulous as you have to be a nail tech. You have to be very meticulous when you're doing people's nails. I was doing nails in college. They was popping off my clients. I mean, it was bad. And oh, Lord. You know, I was doing nails 10 times a week because they kept popping off my friends and stuff. So that wasn't going to be it. I can't sew. You know, I'm left-handed, and my mom really didn't teach me much. I can't iron real well. So that wasn't going to be it. I'm telling you, I'm a hot mess. So I needed a ready-made business that I could jump into that just didn't require much thought. All right? And Mary Kay was it. It just made sense to me. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, I want to start Mary Kay. And now, look, I wasn't an overnight success. That was 91. I was an insultant for 3 years. I'm telling you, look, it wasn't pretty at all. I wouldn't open my mouth. I wouldn't talk to nobody. I was scared of folks. You know, but when I needed some money, I could make it.
Come on. All right now.
But I didn't make it consistently, and I wasn't a star, none of that. I hadn't been a celebrity. I wasn't a star my whole time, so whatever. Who does that? So, you know, but I knew though, and I knew in the back of my mind, I said, this is going to be it for me. And so I made a decision that I wasn't going to put on that that blue suit and get a suitcase and walk to the Ford and the Xerox interviews when the big companies would come on campus. You could see lines of people just standing back there just trying to get in. I walked past all of that. And not that I was selling big, but I knew. My mind was this. I said, when I graduate, I'm selling Mary Kay full time. And that's going to be it. So I partied and finished up school. And then when I graduated, I kept partying for about 7 months. And then my mom, okay, it's 2 stories. So y'all decide. Mom, if you're watching, we gonna see who's real. So my story goes like this. After 7 months of living back at home with my parents, after having grown up in college, from 17 to 20, I was in college, and so that really was where I pretty much grew up and became a woman. And you know, Howard is a party school. I mean, we get the books. I have an accounting degree, and you have to have an accredited institution in order to have that. But you know, you don't study all the time. So when I came home, look, Atlanta, by the time I graduated, it was Freaknik and Club 112. Get excited. So I partied all the time. And I guess it just, coming in at 2 and 3 in the morning, I guess it disturbed their sleep or something. So I think I said, Mom, I want to get my own place. But her version is that she gave me like a lump. And was like, you got to go. So who do y'all believe, Mom? Me? Whatever. Y'all little women of a certain age. That's why you believe my mama. Really young folks, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know me. It was my version. But that was the shift that I needed, is that paying rent in that apartment. Now, the girls I was partying with, I started facialing them. I stopped playing with the business, and I needed to make that rent. And because I needed to make that rent, well, she told me, I'm not paying your rent. You have a degree. You will either get a job or you will work here, Mary Kay. And I believed her. Now that I knew she meant. I knew she meant that. I am not going to pay your rent. She'd given me the world as I was growing up, but I knew she meant that. And I said, okay, all right, Mom. So I took that seriously, and I paid my rent. But in doing so, and starting to facial people and them actually purchasing the product, and they wanted to do what I was doing, so I bring them to the meeting, and they wanted to do it. And I was like, wow. Well, that's when I won my car, was from that activity, needing to pay that rent, that purpose of paying that rent. And the rent was like $500 a month. And that was a lot in Atlanta. That was a lot in Atlanta for the type of apartment I was living in, because, you know, it wasn't no slouch. I was in a loft apartment in Midtown, and they called it the Velt. It was Roosevelt High School that they turned into some loft apartments. So it had the high ceilings and everything. So that was a lot of rent. So that $500 took me all the way to where I am today. My purpose has changed over the years, but that was the beginning of like that taste of success. I was like, wow, this can really happen, right? And so my story is my mom's story. I can't tell my story without her, without talking about that, because no one ever walked up to me and warm chatted me in my life. Like if I'm in regular clothes, like civilian clothes, like this is our get up. But if I were in regular clothes, still to this day, no one is going to say, excuse me, I'd like to give you my card. Am I not sharp enough? Why is nobody going to chat me? Because I got sold on super bad. Maybe I just exude national or something. Maybe just Mary Kay. Maybe they see me getting out of my car. I'm not sure. But I've never been warm chattered. So I don't believe that I would have even been a guest like y'all. I was that negative. I don't think someone could have given me their card and asked me to come to a meeting, and I would have done it. So I'm really blessed that my mother was already in Mary Kay, and I saw what I needed to see, because I think I just would have been a no person. I really do. So you all, thank you again for coming out today. Because y'all better than me. I mean it. I wouldn't have come out. I don't know if y'all were bribed. Now be clear. You might be here because there's a lipstick waiting for you or something. Y'all got the cake in the back. I'm just here for the cake. I'm not sure why you're here. But I hope that you found something today that just made you smile. I just made you smile, so I know you did. But I want to talk about $500. Okay, I want to bring this down a little bit. So I'm going to take my jacket off. I want to get real for a second. And I've been in these shoes for like 2 days. I'm going to take them off too. And I don't want to talk about $500 being all that national stuff. I want to talk about it for real, all right? Because me paying that $500 rent got me where I am today. And how many of you could get excited about an extra $500 cash a month? That's all I'm going to know. So, the rings. Need a wedding ring on y'all. Listen, y'all. If $500 changed my life the way it did, what can it do for you? That's what I want to ask. What can $500 do for you? Like, first of all, I want to ask you guys, how could you earn an extra $500? Tell me how you could earn it. Really, I want you to tell me. This is some feedback now. Does a guest have a way that you could right now make an extra $500 cash? No? Okay, well tell me, what would you do with it? If you had an extra $500 cash, what would you do with it? I bet you have an answer for that. An extra $500 added to what you already earn. What would you do with it? Pay some bills off. Help your parents. That's a good one. Anybody want something frivolous, like some better weave, better hair? I'm just saying, good hair costs money. I just took my weave out. I know how it go. Anybody want to, that's a cruise, kind of. $500 could be drive to Jacksonville and jump on a cruise. It could do a lot of things for you. At the end of the year, it's actually $6,000. An extra $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Okay? Let me tell you how we earn an extra $500 in Mary Kay, and then we can start talking some real business. It's $250 in sales a week. Okay? So when we earn $250 a week times 4 weeks, that's $1,000, and our profit is $500. We purchase for $1, we sell for $2 in Mary Kay. So our profit is half. So when we order our products, we order the store from Mary Kay. You might have a consultant here, but when you start Mary Kay, you become an independent consultant. So you actually open up a store when you join Mary Kay, and you order your products then from the company at half price. Get excited. So you purchase them for half and you sell them for $2. You see that? So if you order 500, what you receive is $1,000 worth of product, and when you sell that product, the profit is all yours. You see that? And they'll break it down for you a little bit easier, but in layman's terms, you double your money.
Yes.
Every time. So for $250 in sales a week, you'll have 1,000 total, but your profit is 500, and that's yours. And you take the other 500 and you get more product, another 1,000 of product. You see how that works?
Yes.
But you have your 500, and whatever you do with it, that's up to you. So what is $250 in sales a week? I'm going to break it down to something really simple like a mascara. Our mascaras are $15, and we have a mascara that's also $18. Well, when you sell 17 mascaras a week, that's your $250.
All right
Now, the thing about mascaras is, if you notice, how long is a mascara supposed to last?
3 months.
90 days. You know, it's got all that ookie googie in it, and it gets dried out, and it gets clumpy. So I chose a mascara because you're going to get a reorder on that every 90 days. So you just need 90 days of selling your 17 mascaras, and after that, you're going to keep on making it every month because of the reorders from that one $15 product. Now, you might want to do more than that with your Mary Kay, but that is one simple plan for you guests who came here looking for something, or maybe not looking for something, but I done gave you some now that you can chew into, that you can do something with. Another way that you can earn $250 is through facials and parties. How many of you have had a facial? You've tried the skincare. Well, that was a treat for you. And if you would like to be a party girl, then you will meet women and you'll talk to them about getting together with them for a complimentary facial. And when you have 6 facials a week, at about $40 in sales a week, you'll make your $250 that way. Okay, so it depends on how you would like to make your $250. Then, how many of you are really good with baskets, and you, like during Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and things like that, you can make a pretty basket and put something together, or you're talented in that area? Nobody, y'all like me? Maybe one? Okay. You can be a gift guru, and the gift guru just specializes in birthdays, and you make sure that you go on your Facebook page and your social media, and you let everybody know that this week of your birthday week, I'm giving you 20% off all of Mary Kay, and I'm giving it to your friends and family too. You see that? And then every week, you just have new people's birthdays, and you tell them, I'm giving you 20% off of Mary Kay and your friends and family. And if 10 of your friends purchase with their 20%, I'll give you 30% off. So that's our gift guru, and you're going to get real, real good. And you might not make $250 a week, but the goal is $1,000 a month. Then you have the multitasker who does it all. She sells mascaras, she does some faces, and she also does gifts for birthdays, anniversaries. Y'all, Mother's Day is in exactly 1 month. Now, Mother's Day is actually the biggest gift-giving holiday over Christmas. It's Mother's Day. So some people don't even celebrate Christmas, but they have a mother. So we are gearing up right now. When is the basket workshop for Mother's Day? Is it scheduled? Okay. There will be a basket workshop and gift-giving idea workshop for Mother's Day. That's coming up within the next week. Work that out. Okay, because we want to show you how to market yourself for Mother's Day so that you can get in on that holiday. Now, you just might hit it and quit it. You might join Mary Kay now, do your Mother's Day, and then do some other little gift-giving things, and then just wait for Christmas. There are consultants who do that too. So you have a lot of flexibility. But I just want to really talk about that $500 a month. It changed my life, making that $500 a month. I mean, I was going to meetings, though. I wasn't just making the $500. I did go to my meetings because, my mama was my director. So I didn't want to get looked at crazy if I didn't come to the meeting. And I was almost forced to go to the meetings. And so by showing up, I went up. That made a difference, too. So we say you can start Mary Kay. We have no quotas. You don't have to have any quotas of retail sales, appointments you hold, or meetings that you attend. But when you show up, you go up. You go up. So, it's the weekend. Yesterday was Friday, today is Saturday. I like to say that when you start Mary Kay, in order to start Mary Kay, it's like a weekend. What do I mean by that? Well, Friday night, Friday you get paid, okay? You put some gas, you fill your car up, you go to Red Lobster, you get your hair and your nails done. You have pretty much started a Mary Kay business with all of that. It's $100 to start this business. Give that a hand. I want to see that kit. Can you bring that kit up here? That kit that's on the back. Can you bring that up here for me? She might need some help. Come on, bro. It's $100 to start this business, y'all. It's a weekend. So I want you to, boil some hot dogs this weekend and do your own hair and start this business because it gives you a month to gear up for Mother's Day and to start developing your customers now. And you can start your journey towards your $6,000 extra a year by your $500 a month. These ladies, it might not be red jacket for you. It might not be director for you. It might not be national or car for you. But if we can just talk about $500 for you, can we just start there? And then take you to another step, $500 first. We're going to stabilize right there. When you start making that cash every month, then we'll take you to another place. So that's how we're going to do it. So for $100, you're going to get everything that's in this kit. It even has streamers at the top. So you're going to get your lookbooks. You get actually $360 worth of retail product comes in this $100 kit. There are CC creams in here, time-wise skincare, satin hands. How many of you have tried satin hands before? A lot of people know about that. Well, okay, good. Your date book is in here. Oh my gosh, a CD. The date book is so cute too. Mary Kay's autobiography. This is your date book. And you also have Mary Kay's autobiography in here. And I want you to read it. You know what? Mary Kay was already retired from her selling job when she started this company. She was retired. And on May 12th, that's going to be Mary Kay's 100th birthday, on May 12th. So you've got 1 month from now to really celebrate with us and really know what Mary Kay is all about before she would have turned 100. This is Mary Kay's 55th year. We're going into the 55th year of this company, started in 1963. And it was always an equal opportunity company. We have always been welcome. The Latinas have always been welcome. We have Spanish literature, all right? But my mother always said that black women are the hardest working women on the planet. But we need to work hard for what we believe in.
That's right.
Okay? And I think that we cannot work hard for what we don't believe in. So let's believe in this business, and let's believe in the fact that you can double your money every single time, and that it's an honest day's work. But that you can eventually, how many of you left your job, directors up here, left your job after you started selling Mary Kay? You were able to walk off the job. My goodness. Let's go left your job and didn't even have to work. She's one of those. What is a housewife, really? So I want to take a few questions from you. I think you have enough information to make a $100 decision. That's the only decision you have to make today, is to get this kit, get your consultant number, and then we'll start your training. So what do you need to know to make that decision? I want to take 3 or 4 questions. Come on, you've been looking. I know you got something to say. What's your name? How, Latoria? Be Phil Donahue. So, what do you need to know? Who are you the guest of? Where's Vernetta? Oh, let's give Vernetta a hand. So let me tell you something. Vernetta is over there nervous right now. If I put this microphone on her heart, it's going boom, 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 boom. First of all, she's so happy her guest came. You know, that's A. She's like, oh, she's here. You know what I mean? And And then she's just hoping that I say what I need to say for you to want to do this business. Did I do good? Okay. Okay. So, do you have any questions? Any thoughts? Any feedback? What excites you? Making the money. Okay. You know, you're on the edge of your seat. I mean, I can see your body language. I can tell you're excited. Are you ready? I know she is. Yes, question. Hey, pretty. I saw you outside.
Oh, I didn't know it was you. Hi, I'm the guest of Candy.
Hi, Candy. Okay, let's give Candy a hand for that.
I had a question. I'm not actually from Birmingham. I'm retired military.
Okay.
I'm interested, but my big thing is that about building clientele. I'm just learning how to get around Birmingham. I don't know people. My family's not here. My husband brought me here because we met in the military. So how do you get out and meet more people to build clientele? I'm a people person. So how do you get out and I guess build people if you don't know?
If you don't know.
Yeah.
Her question is, okay, I'm new here. How long have you been here?
About 3 years. I've just been going back and forth with the kids. And
Haven't really been out and meeting people. Well, thank you. Tell me your name again.
Tina.
Tina. Okay. Tina's question is, how can I build clientele? And what I would like to say is, you really know more people than you think. Okay. First of all, you have friends that are maybe not here. Someone said that we don't have any territories. So you don't have to be in Birmingham to start your business. I mean, you don't have to have people here to start going. So you start with who you know, and then you start with who you meet. Now, when I told you I was scared to talk to people, I really was. But then once my mom said, you're really offering somebody a free, pampering session. So talk to people and tell them this is a free pampering session that you're going to get when we sit down together. That made sense to me. And I would sometimes hand out samples, and I would just give out my card, and I would say, remember how I complimented you today? And I said, wow, you really are pretty. What I would have done is I would have given you my card, and I would have said, I'm with Mary Kay. I'd love to get your opinion on my skincare. It's free. Let's get together. And then I would go to her office or to her home for about 30 minutes, and we would have our pampering session. So that is the way, we call that warm chattering, is going out and meeting people. But I don't think you have to do that either. I think that if you were to just think about who you live next door to, and then ask her to help you support your business and get a couple of her friends over, and then once those friends come over, you say, well, who do you think would love what I just had? I'm new, I'm really starting my business, and I want to get the opinions of 100 women before Mary Kay's 100th birthday. Can y'all help me out? Who do you think would enjoy this, what y'all just got, this facial? And then they'll give you names and stuff like that. And so we teach you how to start from your inner circle and build it and build it and build it so that you don't even have to go out and meet people. So if you're a people person like you say you are, it might not be, because you complimented me back. You was like, you cute too. I heard that. And so you would have said, excuse me, ma'am, let me give you my card. And that is, we just start conversations from conversations that have already started. So we call it attracting people to you. So we put on our best, Sunday best and put on our natural face or our glammed up face, and we just go out, and you'll talk to people. It'll just happen. But now you're talking on purpose. Now you're not just, in Walmart and talking about, why they don't have no more cereal. This lady right here, you know what I mean? Now you're actually really saying, girl, let me give you my card. Who's your Mary Kay lady? And we'll have words for you, tried and true ways of getting it started. So that's a training question, but I wanted to really answer it because a lot of you may be thinking the same thing. Who would I start with? That is a very good question. How many of y'all had that question before you started? Like, who am I going to sell to? None of y'all. Y'all just knew already? Or y'all just got it like that? Okay. I don't know what to do with these red jackets. They're grown all up and they just... Can't tell them nothing now. Okay, any other questions? Let me get one more question. Yes. Tell me your name.
Hi, I'm Christy.
Hey, Christy. Who are you against?
Alicia Wright.
Alicia.
And let me just start by saying I've purchased I've spent my $100 before, years and years and years ago.
Okay.
But what I was much younger, and what I found fearful slightly discouraging was the amount of consultants. You know, like you look around and there's so many awesome women already involved in it, and then you're like, well, where do I really fit in, and how is it possible for me to actually get my business started? Because there's so many wonderful women already doing it, and you're surrounded. Like when I got here today, I was amazed at how many women I already knew that I didn't know were consultants, and then you're like, well, gosh,
right.
She's great, and she's great, and she's great, so where do I fit in? So that's what
I love that question. She's talking about saturation. Okay, would anybody like to take that you volunteer? Somebody like to take that about saturation? Okay, what you say? You're the one supposed to be the guest speaker. I'll take it. Why are you looking at me? So here's how like. Oh, you have a scientific answer for saturation? Do you have it?
We've talked about this before, because in our area, at one point, I think there were like 4 or 5 directors in a certain area. But when people are concerned about saturation, one of the things that I talk about is that you may know a lot of consultants or a lot of directors, and you see them here. Everyone doesn't do it the same, and no one has a market on lock. So my sister and I are at the same church, and we both have businesses. We're both car driving directors. So don't feel like if I see them and they're so good, you're going to be good as well. And you know people that they don't know. You're going to meet people, and the people who you know are going to know people, and so it's going to be fine. Just look at it more like a sisterhood, and you'll have people who you can talk to about the business as opposed to competition. I have been walking around. I'm from Dallas. And the first time I ever had anyone offer me anything about Mary Kay was Pam Sparks at a daycare center. No one ever had said anything, and I was in Dallas. So everyone is not saturated. People with skin are still being born. A lot of people they've never had anyone approach them. So you'll be fine.
And you can imagine Crystal. Is it Crystal? Christy. Oh gosh, however many years ago that was. If you were able to address that question back then, where would you be now? Okay, but we ain't gonna look back. Let's look to the future. You know, so I want y'all to ask now what your hang up is, because we need to get to the bottom of it, because we have some money to make.
That's right.
Right here. In the orange shirt and the striped pants. Yeah, with the blue earring. Yes. Tell me your name.
My name is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I'm the guest of Kiara.
Okay.
My sister.
Wait.
Actually.
Okay. Hey. We got you.
And like the young lady before, I purchased my kit. I say maybe a year ago, and I really didn't get into it. I just used it for myself.
But it's a good kit, isn't it?
It's a great. Oh my God.
It's new now. It's got the stuff in it.
Yes. It's wonderful.
See.
And just like her, I had pause because I didn't know. I was new here. I didn't know how to navigate or just network with people, and I was actually scared. But I think I want to give it another try.
You are so pretty. We take a selfie. She got the
I always had, self-esteem issues coming up, but I thank you for that. I really do. And I love the sisterhood. Like I said, I have my sister here. She's very supportive. She's always been my team player. And just, being amongst you ladies and, the awesomeness of the culture, like you said, it's unapologetic. So, but anyway, I'm going to give it another shot.
Well, I read on the agenda that there is a giveaway. Well, let me tell you what these directors have done for y'all. We are giving away one new kit today. It will be free. Okay? So, whoever is ready, I want you to come down and join Auntie Mia, and I want to meet you. And if you're ready to run with us, and I will just say this. Let me have the guests stand. All guests stand. Okay. And I'm going to give you, if you're 18 or above, stand. All right. So here's what I'm going to ask you. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give you a scale of 1 to 10, okay? 1 is, oh, no. If Mary Kay was the last business on earth, I would never do it. That's 1. If your number is 5, then you're thinking to yourself, oh, this sounds good, but I'm scared. What if somebody tells me, no, I'll just die? Okay? So 5 is a fearful chicken. All right? You're sitting on the fence, and because you're right in the middle, and if you ever were little and you still played outside and you ever sat on a fence, the fence hurts. But that's a 5. If your number is 10, then you thought to yourself, oh, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. And it's on. It's on. So we're going to practice what that feels like. So put your right arm out. Come on, guess. Turn it up. And say, it's on. It's on. That was weak, but that's okay. Y'all will get better next time I come. All right. But now I want to know your number for real. Okay, so if your number is a 7, I know I'm shorter now. If your number is a 7 or above on that scale, I want you to just remain standing. From 1, 5, or 10, if it's a 7 or above, just stay standing. I'll cut you if you sit down. Okay, so the ones who are standing, what I didn't tell you is, if your number is a 7 or above, all you need is for me to hold your hand a little bit stronger and give you a little bit more support so that you can make it in this business. So your number is, so you are in. I personally say you are in if you are 7 or above. So put your fist out. I know she's like, really? Yes. I see you. I'm not that short. Put your fist out. Turn it up. And say, it's on. It's on. Now come on down here so I can meet you. Don't sit down.